Were you or are you a member of a narcissistic family? Carl, this thing is real. Perhaps you're involved with or married to somebody that a member of a cult, or you did, and you came from a family that you are a member of. Let me break it down for you. Many families out there are cultish. They have someone who self-appointed as the leader. And even though everyone is grown adults, 40s, 50s, 60s, they still are subjected to the leader or that so-called family. That leader makes decisions that everyone else must line up and follow. It doesn't matter if everyone else have their own families. It doesn't matter if they want to do something in particular with their own family. They have to step in line and stay in line because they have to keep the Pledge of Allegiance made, even if it's not verbally, to the family. So they are driven all their life, led all their life by someone who appointed themselves, or even who of a parent, usually mother, that made everyone else look up to. And a lot of time, her favorite or one of her favorite, I break it down more. Usually the leader is someone that one of the parents made everyone else look up to by the way they treat special throughout their life, growing up. And that person educated more than everybody else. And I can tell you, in a family cult, the leader is always a narcissist. And the ones who are also subjected to the leader usually are narcissists as well. But let me tell you the difference between the narcissistic followers and the leader who is the narcissist. The leader thinks of the others as less than. They think that that leader, whether they say it or not, they wouldn't say it, but because they want everyone to remain subjected to them. The leader looks at him or herself as a smart one, and the others as the dummies. And although this is not usually said, the followers also look at the leader, that's the smart one, and look at themselves are not being capable of making decisions that would benefit others or their unit as a whole or themselves. So they remain subjected and stay in line no matter what the leader decides. The leader makes everyone believe they have a say. But if that say go against what the leader wants, that person is criticized, called out on the front of everyone, made to look as if stupid, and that how they have everybody else. Nobody, because that's how they have everybody else. Nobody supposed to speak. There's a smart one, and everyone who fell in line are the dummies. that same narcissistic cult, family cult, there is someone else who is a part of a family who refused to be controlled. And that person is usually the empath, the person who decides they are not going to be told what to do as a grown adult and controlled. So then the leader would have a major problem with the one who is rebelling and tries to convince everyone else that that person is not looking out of the best interest of the family because they just want to be grown and do their own thing. You know, this is not the proof cursor. You know, first of all, you're not here to raise adults or raise your husband or your wife. You know, to look up to them, to look for you know, for their sake or for the sake of the unit. You know, like and those in the dummies in the leader's mind, they don't get to think them for themselves. They almost little robots, puppets on the street. And sometimes they live their entire life being the puppet that can't decide as a grown adult what they want to do for their own vacation, for Christmas, what they want to do for whatever events throughout the year. They are controlled. If you're married to one of these people who in line with the family cult, you're in hell, homie. If you see the leader of that cult or the other little narcissistic followers do not like you, you might as well save yourself a breath and don't complain, because nobody gonna take your side. It's all about protecting the cult, the quote unquote family. And if you happen to be a member, you better make sure that your soul is straight if you're not following that person down the wide road that leads to destruction. Because in the end, always remember, you came into this world by yourself. We all did. And this is how we're gonna live. And we're all going to reap what we sow and be accountable for our own actions. So, if you wanna, if you don't wanna be led to destructions and be a straight soul, run away, you know, run away, get out of that dogmata system. Yes, it leads to destruction. From the young to the elder. Yes. One will feast properly while the rest are suffering. Trauma, curses, sickness, whatever you know, for the sake of the cult, for a false power of illusion, while you are a grown-up individual, you know, that actually you don't need anybody else except of your creator. You know, like stand in your divinity instead of living your life in cultity, doing all these خزعبلات وأفلام وdeception وspell work to look like a balanced شبه ما يسمى بديفاين. That's wickedness. That's trend. That's old stone epoch, you know. عطول يا انت يا حدا من اولادك بده يدفع حق. That's bullshit, homie. You know, that's bullshit. So if you are the black sheep, you're the empath, you're chosen. You've been called to get out. Get out. Yes. Get out. Get out. Yes, homie. Yes. You will say, get out. Yes, you better get out. You know. You say it, but how I'm a member of them, but I'm not in the cult. You know, why I don't know anything about this stuff. You know? ليش مش عالطاولة مع الجميع? Because you're supposed to be the sacrifice. You're not allowed to know this shit. You're supposed to be the naive. Yes. You're supposed to be the menu on the table. So get out of that table before you end on the menu list. Ain't gonna happen to my children.